This episode of Brendan Cameron Don't Go Outside is brought to you by the Pork Chop Express, getting your things to where you need to go on time, or a couple days late, or not at all. That's the Pork Chop Express.
What was the name of that movie with who was in it? There was like a bridge and like a big tunnel. If I'm even remembering that right. But anyways, I think we're totally gonna love this movie. I haven't seen it since I was 10 or 12 maybe 12. Who was in it? Not like Anna Faris, not Gina Davis. I think like Cuba Gooding Jr. was in it, but like it wasn't Sled Dogs because I would have remembered, and it wasn't Radio because I cried during that movie. But anyways, I think you're gonna love this.
Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. You're listening to Brendan Cameron Don't Go Outside.
Yep. We have a special podcast today. This is going to come out whenever the hell we feel like it, because it's not on a regularly scheduled weekly podcast.
Oh, you're just letting them know. You're letting them know the secrets behind the Don't Go Outside walls.
Yep.
The walls of the studio. Yeah, that's
Bringing
right.
them inside.
Bringing them inside. We've done this before. This is a special movie review of the podcast. Not
of the podcast.
Not of the podcast. Podcast the movie,
We should write a
starring
movie.
Greg Daniels.
Yeah.
It's kind of no. How about it's like quiz show, except it's a podcast. It would look good on a marquee.
Podcast.
Podcast
The movie. That needs to come out in 10 years when this is obliterated.
When
this medium is done.
Yeah, when it's ironically cool again, that's when it'll be. No, that's right. What was the first movie? The first movie we ever looked at.
We was.
The first movie we ever looked at. What we this is our third now.
Yeah, we did. The last one was Mighty Ducks with Mike.
With
our good
Mike
friend
Shepard. Mighty Ducks 2, D2.
Mighty Ducks 2, D2.
The
Destroyer, D2.
our first movie was Roadhouse.
Yeah, it was Roadhouse.
The classic Swayze action film. And this week we are looking at this is another action movie that we both watched.
Yep.
This week we watched Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China.
We did.
I did.
Yeah,
You
I did
watched
as
it.
well.
Have you ever seen this movie before?
No.
You've never seen this.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see. I put something like this and Roadhouse in that same kind of, like, my stepdad bought it on DVD, and I watched it at one point.
Seems like one of those movies.
It's on DVD.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time. I did some research on it, of course, because I had to know what was going on. It seems to fare well with a lot of people. People hold it near and dear. It's one of, I guess, defined as a cult classic.
It seems like it's one of those cult movies.
Yeah, it came out in 1986. We were born in 91, so you were probably a young child when you saw it, and you thought, hey, this is pretty good.
Hey, this guy's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that might have something to do with you being young. I don't know. You'll hear my opinions.
I was probably like
later.
10. I was probably like 10, 12 years old.
Yeah, it got good ratings. 7.3 on IMDb.
That's huge.
82% Rotten Tomatoes. Those are big numbers.
That's better than like half the movies out there.
Yeah, so I figured this out before I watched the movie. So I came in with some expectations.
You came in thinking that this got to be pretty good.
Yeah, directed by John Carpenter. Music by John Carpenter. Great music.
Written by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this one guy did everything.
No,
Yeah?
he didn't write it.
No, he didn't write it?
No,
No.
but he directed it. So in a way, he visually told the story.
He told the picture of what was moving. The moving of the pictures.
Yeah, and this is, I think, like the third or fourth or whatever movie with Kurt Russell. Like Kurt Russell was his boy.
In the 80s, they
other
worked.
Carpenter movies,
They did Escape from New York, which is another one that I put like in the same kind of movie category.
Yep.
Which have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that
Or
one.
Escape from L.A.
No.
Yeah. Were you not watching action movies when you were
No, I had two older sisters growing up. I was
guess,
watching Fried Green Tomatoes every weekend.
Every weekend.
And pretty good flick, actually.
Pretty good movie, I guess.
Yeah, this movie was never on my radar. I saw it on Netflix all the time. I was like, oh, this is really highly rated. Why?
It probably got like a thumb up.
Yeah, it was one of the suggested
It was one
movies.
thumbs up, opposed one thumb down.
Yeah. One thumb.
Just one thumb. Just a one thumb Netflix rating. Mm-hmm. It's either a thumb up or a...
Imagine being a film critic and you don't have thumbs.
Ooh, that's
How do you
tough.
express yourself?
There are some film fans out there who they're not happy with Netflix right now. Also, they took it off Canadian Netflix like right before we said we were going to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Or
They
right after, yeah.
We don't want this endorsement.
We don't want these people watching this movie.
I don't want to hear you talk about Big Trouble. Why now?
The big
my biggest question is why now, Cam? Why are we watching this movie now?
Why are we watching this movie now? I think I just suggested it because it was on there and we both kind of went with it because I
went with it.
I've been watching this movie for a good decade and a half.
Yeah, my first viewing.
It's your first viewing.
Will it be my last? Find out.
Well, we'll find out in 60 minutes or so. So should we get into this?
Yeah, let's dive into this.
So you knew nothing about the movie coming in.
Absolutely nothing. I knew the title and I saw the poster.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. And what about where does Kurt Russell stand for you? Like before you watch this movie,
I'm a Russell fan.
What do you think of him? Who do you think him as like a character? You know, like when you think of Kurt Russell.
When I think of Kurt Russell,
like is there a role
pretty
in
dynamic.
particular?
He's just a fucking badass.
He's just a
awesome.
badass dude.
What was the Death Proof?
Death Proof.
Is that him?
The
With the
Tarantino.
car?
Yeah.
That was
He's
cool.
the stuntman.
That was badass.
Yep. He's great in Hateful Eight.
Great in Hateful Eight, yeah.
Okay,
the old
so
mean bastard. Used cars.
So you held him in generally high regard.
He's great. Yeah,
Kurt Russell. Okay.
Kurt Russell's sick.
And considering he's our poster boy, we know that he's going to be heavily involved in the plot.
He's the only guy involved.
He's the man on the poster. So yeah, is it time? So are we getting into this?
Yeah.
We're digging into this. Digging into so there's the movie starts, we open up onto we're in court, or we're certainly being like interrogated by a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
And we first see Mr. Shen.
Yep.
He's Egg Shen. He's a tour bus driver in Chinatown in San Francisco. I didn't know, is San Francisco known for their Chinatown? I guess they are the closest kind of American.
They have a large Asian community.
They're the closest American populace, right, to that.
Yeah, so they have a big Chinatown.
So this lawyer is giving Egg the business about what happened. So this is like, this is after.
Yeah.
This is kind of in the future a bit, and he's being asked about what happened. Green fireballs,
They're letting you know. Yeah.
City blocks exploding, and we hear the name Jsck Burton, which right off the bat,
action hero name.
Great name.
Yeah.
If I could have a do-over in life, yeah, it would be to try to be named Jsck Burton.
Yeah.
It's
you're getting puss.
You're slaying something.
Yeah.
You're slaying something.
Yeah. So this lawyer, immediately I'm confused watching this movie. He's almost interrogating Egg Shen, and
you don't know. I don't know.
You don't
why.
know what's going on, right? And so you're trying to get some information, which will foreshadow later on, and then the lawyer just out of the blue is like, you got to tell me some stuff if you want to be my client. Like, why are you? It's
set up very weird.
Yeah, you're being an asshole to him, and now you want to be his.
Who's representing who is
for why
is Egg in trouble? Is he going down for all this?
And
we don't really know.
And who? I understand half of a building, like a city block, set on fire in green flame, but why?
It is a bit of a weird setup that they do try to play, because we do get some special effects when Egg says that, you know, he's dealing with powers that you can't believe, and
yeah,
we do see.
Well,
that's what he has.
That's what he has to know. The lawyer has to know before he can.
So I guess maybe
him.
this is a telling of the story. This is Egg telling the story then of Jsck Burton. Kinda, I guess this is
like the Always Sunny episode with the lawyer, where they do the whole story and then they cut back into the room.
That's what it is. Okay, So using some, I wonder if using some quick camera work, we're right into the credits. John Carpenter. I love it when one guy's got their the first name. His first name that's dropped is a John Carpenter film.
Yep.
So even before he's the man. He's the man, I guess.
It's clearly his film. His paws are all over this.
Who created the Halloween franchise?
Yep.
Horror thing, I guess, like 5 or 6 years before.
Bunch of shit.
A bunch of shit. And this is where we do first lay eyes on Jsck Burton.
Yep.
Jsck Burton, who's a truck driver delivering
pigs.
I figured
that out.
Okay, you figured it out.
Because he calls himself, he's a CB expert. He's just shooting the shit to possibly no one on the air. Just telling them how it is. Oh, that's what my ex-wife used to say, you know, old Jsck Burton. He likes to refer to himself as
always in the third person. I never met someone who actually would say, you know, like I'd say, like, oh, you know, like Cameron's hungry right now.
Yeah, and I kind of love it.
It's kind of super
you know
cool.
what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
What do you say?
What do you say?
And you're also giving yourself like, you know what? Like, he's the shit. Also, it's not like old Jsck Burton would say that. Oh, you know what old Jsck Burton would say? Like, no, we don't know you.
Yeah, this kind of Jsck Burton, you know, like this kind of Kurt Russell is very good slimy. He's got that, you know, he feels kind of slimy, but you're still very much on board with him as a character.
He's loud.
He's very loud.
He's certainly loud.
Jsck Burton drives around in the Pork Chop Express.
Yep, delivering pigs.
So how did you find that out, that he's a pig driver?
Well, later on, like he's driving, he's talking his late night radio shtick,
his ham radio
on the CB
radio.
Pork Chop Express signing out, over and out there. When he goes to Chinatown, which is presumably his only stop, takes these wild pigs to Chinatown where they chop away at them.
Oh, okay. So he is going to deliver.
Yeah, he delivers them when he stops there, and then they open it up when he's getting a dumpling in the pouring rain.
I must have.
They go wah wah wah, and they go, get out of here.
So
I have a master list of all the terrible racist stereotypes that were perpetuated in this movie too. It's pretty good.
Well, you can fire them up as they come. You know, I mean, we can't just empty out our load. We can't just empty our load right off the bat.
It'd be too much.
It'd be too much load.
Yeah.
Jsck Burton. Some of these great quotes that you have. Do you have anything else? Any other ones that I have? Yeah, take my advice on a dark and stormy night when some wild-eyed 8-foot-tall maniac grabs the back of your neck, tap the back of your favorite head, and then I don't really understand what he's saying.
That one was a little bit lost on me.
I tried watching it with subtitles, and that didn't work. Have you paid your dues yet, Jack? Yes, sir. The check is in the mail. He's always talking about himself, and then I
think Jack is high on cocaine.
He must be. He's. It's all in the reflexes.
It's a real lush.
It's a real lush with that perfect 5 o'clock shadow at all times.
He had a lot of eyeliner on
is great.
This movie. I don't know if you noticed that.
We then.
Did you?
I did not. I don't think. I don't know. Just.
Oh my god! Yeah.
It was clear, eh?
Granted, he does have nice eyes.
His nice eyes. They had to show them out.
No, look, because he has heavy eyeliner on, and I'm confused by that.
We then get we're still in the credits here. Kim Cattrall, she's a second build.
Yeah, this is probably one of her first major movies.
Things. It was, I think, she had like a small part in another kind of like teen.
I think she was in
comedy
TV shows
in the
'80s.
And so that's when we get to see her. So it's always nice watching that when you know a famous actress or a famous actress coming along, and you're just
It's a pretty
You're
sad
waiting to
point
see
to
him.
note when you're watching a movie and you get excited because you see someone you know.
Yeah, there's
two people I know in that
yeah,
movie.
Kim
The rest
Cattrall,
are strangers and were mostly mute.
Dennis Dunn, James Hong, Victor Wong. James Hong, I think, is like the next most noticeable actor of the whole whack, and you just kind of know him as being in everything. Where you need where you need a wise Chinese man.
He's just like
he's
the
one. So John's pulls into Chinatown on so I guess Chinatown, San Fran, on this dark, stormy, rainy night. It's always why is it always raining in any depiction of like the Orient or like the South Pacific? It's always pouring rain.
I'm going to go with racism. I don't know why, but I'm sure it's deeply rooted in something like that.
Like,
it is always raining.
Like
it's always glum.
Pacific Rim is just raining the whole... Blade Runner is just raining the entire time.
They're trying to make it dystopian somehow.
It's all... Like, how does adding rain and make something
I think that's a minor point to pick at in this movie, which is a broad stroke of a lot of things that don't make sense. A lot of things were just head scratchers, and I was starting to write them down, being like, "Well, that's kind of weird." And then I was like, "Why even nitpick at this point? Like, of everything to focus on,
of all the points to take a look at."
This movie made me scratch my head and wonder, like,
because your head was itchy.
Am I dumb? Do I not get it?
You don't get it.
Because
I don't think you get it.
I shut it off at a few points, to be honest.
You had to
I stopped and I was like...
You had to take a break.
I gotta put something in the middle of this.
You couldn't do it all in one. It was like 96 minutes long.
I know. That was the problem. Like, if you look at a movie twice and it's only an hour and a half... hour and 40 with change,
like you're
whatever.
Just looking at the clock.
Really? Like, it felt like it was at 50 minutes and it was like 25. And I was like, shh.
There's a lot.
I'm in this.
There's a lot that happens in the second half of the movie. The first half is very empty, and the second half really picks up.
There's still a lot that happens.
Is there?
It's a constant
oddly
barrage
paced
of things kind of hitting you.
This is where we meet Wang Chi.
Yeah, Wang. Dennis Dunn,
who, so right when Jack drops off his load of pigs, Wang is there, and I guess they're buddies, and they're playing their pool. Or sorry, not playing pool. They're playing poker. The other
I don't even think they were playing that. They were playing Count the Beads under a dish at one point. I just didn't like...
It was they were playing some kind of betting. Yeah, they're betting game.
They're betting. This is one of the stereotypes I put down. Just like degenerate gambling in Chinatown.
There's always that like
there with like it was like a deer hunter vibe in there, but they were like counting shells under a bowl.
It's always like they're sitting on a wooden crate, kind of like throwing around their dollar bills.
Yeah,
like that's
someone's plucking a chicken right next to them. It's like that.
There's a lot of smoke. Everyone's smoking at the same time.
This movie was written by two Jews. Let's be honest here. You guys were never in Chinatown.
That's what I heard Chinatown's like.
Oh jeez.
So this is where we learn that Wang is his fiance is coming from China.
But why do we learn that? Because he loses all of his fucking money.
Oh,
to
yes.
Kurt Russell.
Yes. So Wang loses all the money to Kurt Russell. He's like, pay up now. And he's like, I can't because I need, like, he needs the money for to like send his wife over or send his fiance over.
Yeah. He needed time essentially first to get his wife. He's like, oh, I can't right now, in a couple of hours.
Yes. He's like
all right, because he went double or nothing and lost because he couldn't break the bottle with his mind or spirit, which I don't.
I certainly couldn't break a bottle with my mind or spirit.
Into the mystic.
I've tried.
Yeah, but he lost all his money.
There's a bottle there in the corner.
I can't break it. I can break it over my head.
Actually, I think that would also be difficult. Like, just breaking a bottle without smashing it against something.
Well, how would you do?
Think you could manhandle? Yeah. Blink, blink,
Roll it down a big cliff.
There's another good Jsck Burton quote here when Wang tells him that he's like, I'm meeting my fiance at the airport. She's coming from China, where Jack says, I picked up girls from everywhere else, but not China.
He's like, Chinese broad, eh? Wow.
He says the word broad a couple times. It's fun in 80s, in that kind of mid 80s way.
Oh, another point when they're
Is this another racist point?
Yes.
Let's add it to the soundboard of like.
I was gonna make a sound clip and be like,
that was
that's
like
fucking racist. Like every time to do it, because these 80s movies are just ripe with it. It was just the times.
It was just the time. It was what?
Yeah, let's write a movie about fucking Chinatown. We're all white. It's like,
we're all white.
Okay,
let's make it happen.
Get someone to maybe see if it's not offensive. Like, fuck that. Go fuck yourself.
fuck you. Fuck your fucking family.
Fuck your fucking family.
So what do you have there?
So they're gambling, and they do it presumably until the morning, because
they're gambling all night.
It's Wang and Jsck Burton sitting at the table, and he owes them all the money and shit, and he's like, you owe me all this money, man. He's like, nothing or double. Like, because he can't speak perfect English. Even though this guy
instead of saying double or nothing,
speaks better English than Kurt Russell in the goddamn movie. And then they're playing, and he's like, they're done. They're gonna go to the airport, and he's explaining to him. Wang's explaining to Jsck Burton how we're gonna get there, and he's like, "Damn it, Wang, in English, not in Chinese." It's like, motherfucker, I know you don't speak Chinese, you fuckhead.
I think I guess that must have just been like everyone's just thought. That's the way that everyone's mind worked in like the 80s, right?
He's like, all right, explain this to me, but not in that goddamn.
It's like if that happened now, like Jsck Burton's character, like no one would appreciate Jsck Burton's character.
No,
but I feel like back then it kind of flied.
Back then it was real cool.
So we make our way to the airport, just so Jack and Wang can go find his wife, or his fiance rather. And that's where we meet Mao Yin. Yep. That's the fiance's name.
She has green eyes.
Green eyes, which is a theme that comes up a lot. Now, Brendan,
rare in the Chinese community.
It is rare in the Chinese community.
Said in the movie.
I didn't fact check that one. I'm just gonna take their word for it.
Put that in Google.
I don't want to know.
Not touching that.
I don't want to be part of the group of people who have searched that. I don't want that data to be on my Cambridge Analytica.
No way.
Site.
No.
Way. I'm not touching that one. But we get the vibe that Mao Yin's there, but something's gonna go wrong.
Yeah, there's a weird vibe.
Why
would you bring this guy who just hustled you for a bunch of money to the airport?
And this is where
Are they friends? Are they?
I think they just kind of know each other enough to do this. Not so much.
Just enough to be able to go to the airport with you.
Just kind of like that. Yeah, nothing less. Yeah.
Don't want lunch. Never going to be back here again, probably.
So this is where we see the next white person, Gracie Law, played by Kim Cattrall.
The ever so young Kim Cattrall.
Gracie Law. Great name. She's a lawyer.
Yep.
We get it.
She is more like a goddamn cartoon character in this movie.
She, why would you...
Eating the scene up.
Oh, every time.
I'm Gracie Law.
I'm Gracie Law.
Shiny shoes, fella. Oh, well, look at me. I'm Gracie Law. Kim Cattrall. We're going to be a big star someday. We're going to be a big star.
Gracie.
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my buddy.
Kim, fuck.
Gracie Law, the 1950s gumshoe
darling,
cop.
Soft shoe darling.
So of course Jsck Burton tries to lay the charm on, and doesn't quite work because she's actually there waiting for another woman.
Yeah, Mandy
from China.
Like
yeah, we never really meet her. I think
they're both waiting for their China girl. As
they're both waiting
for. Said in his song, China Girl.
China Girl, China Girl.
And then
just waiting for my China girl.
And then in the airport, guess what happens? a street punk gang shows up in the airport.
The Lords of Death street gang show up to kidnap and steal Miao Yin.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Was she even the target immediately?
I think she was the target the whole time.
Oh, okay. Because first they went for the other girl, Mandy or something.
But we don't meet Mandy enough to know, does Mandy also have green eyes?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Right? So I think
they were just picking every girl that was there.
All of them right off the plane.
Are you 18? Are you 18? Get in the bag.
So we see, we get our first little taste of action there when I think a couple of the gang members steal Miao Yin, and then Jack tries to fight back, and he's bad. Jsck Burton is a bad action hero in the physical sense.
He's a flop.
Like if you even though you watch the whole movie, you compare like him to Swayze in Roadhouse.
He's a schlub.
Like Patrick Swayze kicks ass. Even even Miho or whatever the other guy's name.
Oh, fucking Terry
Sam
Funk?
Elliott. Oh yeah, not
Sam
Terry. Not Terry Funk.
I just want Terry Funk to be Sam
So
Elliott.
So Jsck Burton loses this kind of like match. He gets kind of like quickly bested.
That's the whole point of the movie. He sucks.
It feels like it, yeah.
He's shit. He's terrible. Strong name. That's it.
That's it. Strong name, and
Good
he's got
CB voice.
He has some good biceps. Looks good in a tank top. I put on a tank top so I can do my full Jsck Burton thing right now.
Mm-hmm. That was another tank top. I'm glad you brought that up.
I have it exactly. I know exactly where we see the tank top.
Oh, me too. I marked that down.
No,
as
it's
well.
such an important point.
Yeah.
It's
We'll
such
get
an
to that.
important
We'll get
point
to that.
when someone reveals like their outfit. You know,
when you have your action star and you get to see those fucking muscles they've been working for the whole time,
of course,
prepping for the movie. I am gonna be huge on 35 millimeter. Panavision me.
It's like that scene in Fast 7 when Dwayne The Rock Johnson's wearing like a normal prison outfit, and then there's like a riot, and he somehow gets the sleeves ripped off.
The sleeves are cleanly ripped off.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
So
lather
now
him down. Yeah.
We're gonna need more lube on Kurt's shoulders.
On Dwayne The Rock Johnson's shoulders.
Yeah, you never seen in the credits. You know, you get past the gaffer, you get past the best boy, you get right on to lube man.
Lube expert.
Yep, it's a union gig. Got to be an IATSE just to be a lube expert. That's what they prefer to be called.
Lower body expert.
So now we're following Miao Yin. I'm not saying that wrong. Mao Yin. It's Mao, right? I feel like I'm saying it wrong, and I just feel rude saying it wrong. You know?
Yeah, you probably are.
I probably am. So now we're following her. We're following these guys, and Wang and Jack are in hot pursuit in Jack's truck.
We're in a transport truck, a standard size Freightliner for anyone who's familiar with them, similar to a Peterbilt. If you really are an expert in the logistics companies.
I'm not.
So he's chasing I think a Japanese sports car. So, he's going to catch up to them a little bit.
It's all about torque.
Yeah.
And truck's got a lot of torque.
It's got a lot of torque. He runs that thing like it's a fucking coupe.
It purrs when Jsck Burton's driving his truck. Fucking purrs. He drives us all the way into Chinatown.
Yep.
And not just, egg rolls and sushi kind of Chinatown. No, we're talking, we go through like
Sushi's not Chinatown.
Exactly. We go, oh, Jesus Christ. What's that then?
What? Sushi's Japanese.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Chicken balls? Know. Is that... Is that the Mandarin? Whatever it is. Either way. We're not just going to...
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
Give me some sushi, you goddamn Chinese people. Old Jsck Burton.
Maybe I'd be a better Jsck Burton than I thought.
Yeah, I think you are, Jack. I can see why you love this movie.
It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
Garbage.
We're not just in normal Chinatown. We're in, like, perpetual fog Chinatown.
Ditch the fucking transport truck.
The truck he's driving through these streets is like...
Wang had a sport utility vehicle, and they go, nah, let's go in just a truck, not even hauling anything.
So they're not driving down these like laneways there's probably like 2 feet extra on either side. The truck barely fits into these, but Jack's navigating.
They're in back alleys going with the transport truck.
So this is where we actually first see the Chan Sing's street gang, which Jack apropos refers to as the Singdings. At one moment,
Singdings, and I think he calls them yellow turbans.
And Wang, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he calls them the old yellow turbans over there.
And yeah, that was the first moment when I heard Singdings. That was the first moment where I'm like, okay, there's gonna be a lot of these. There's gonna be a lot of these coming up. So now we find ourselves in.
Yeah, I did write that down. Sharpen their knives. Those Singdings.
Those Singdings.
Yeah.
So now we find ourselves kind of like right in the middle of this Chinese gang war. Kind of like right off the bat.
It's in a Chinese. It's a Chinese funeral.
And it looks like the Chan Sing gang is on one side, and then kind of coming from behind the truck, the Wing Kongs is the other gang that kind of comes in. And then
they're ready to fucking throw down. There's about 30 stilled, panned, just reactions. There's no talking.
It's that like back and forth.
It's aggressive stares.
And at one point, Wang says to Jsck Burton, he says like, we're in the middle of a Chinese standoff.
Yeah.
But then the result of the Chinese standoff just kind of ends up being like a normal war scene where they both kind of run into each other and start fighting. There's
no standoffish,
and there's nothing that makes it Chinese, I think, besides the fact that they are Chinese.
They are Chinese, and they have a lot of guns.
That makes it a Chinese standoff.
It was mostly guns.
Mostly guns, mostly guns.
Just shooting each other with guns.
I think it was the Wing Kongs who had the guns, and it was just sort of like back and forth. And Jack and Wang are just in their truck. Not really
in the middle of the fight.
The bed of
the truck, and Wang goes, "They're in a Chinese standoff. Be quiet.
Be quiet.
We need to be able to hear their attacks.
Their thoughts.
That was another issue I think I put on the docket for the aggressive sounds of just machete fights and guns.
Great sound effects in this. There's some great sound effects. Like I
thought it was really good. I thought it was very authentic.
He has an Uzi and it just shoots like individual bullets. I don't know if you got that one. It's just like, but it's I think it's pretty good for. I think it has to be pretty good for. 86.
I thought, especially all of the Chinese warriors. Like you have some really good stuff there.
I agree. This is where we meet the three.
That's what all of them sounded like.
Do we have any Wilhelm screams? I don't think I caught any. I don't think I caught any.
There were some good old gunshot sounds.
Yeah, or the gun ricocheting off something. This is where we see our three supreme level warriors who we get to see, the lightning, thunder, and rain.
Yeah, couldn't be more of a fucking civil war going on in Chinatown.
This is huge. There's a huge thing.
Gang, which I never thought you think Chinatown would be a little more less divisive.
Yeah, I agree.
In a single community, there seems to be a lot of
in one small community of San Francisco,
gang fighting.
There's enough rival gangs that they have guns, and
they have 3 gangs with at least 50 members each.
That's how much. What's the percentage of the population right there? Our 3 gods, though, they come down. How
do they come down? They don't come down just in any old fashion. They don't walk down the fucking steps.
They just kind of lightning bolt their way down.
Yeah, with green fucking.
Again, visual effects were amazing.
Whoa.
I love they each have. There's this one moment where they each have a weapon, and one guy's got these kind of sword or these kind of hand
sword with a scythe on it.
Kinda, yeah. And then another guy's got these things that spin, and then one guy just has these 2 back scratchers.
Yeah, he has little claws.
Whips out, and then he's like, ha. Like that's his.
I'm gonna
thing.
massage you to death.
That's his thing. So we know our Jsck Burton knows it's time to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
So he just drives off, just drives straight.
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
We're getting the fuck out of here. I need some sushi.
We're getting the fuck out of here. So we just drive. I need some sushi. God damn it! You just drive straight. Where we see a large, floating, mystical man.
Yep. Side note, I would love to go to San Francisco because there seems to be ample space for any vehicle you may have.
If you're looking to vacation,
The alleyways, you
Look
can
no
slip right
further.
through them with a Freightliner transport truck.
like picture if you had a small car, a compact. You could fit like 3 compacts wide.
you
through
could
that
triple
thing.
park in an alleyway in Chinatown. There.
And no one would say anything because the gangs are fighting and no one's out
There's
there.
an open fight and funeral happening.
No one's out there. So this is where we drive past Lopan
Yes.
for the first time. Lopan.
The spirit
James
medium
Hong's
power
character.
of Lo Pan, also known as the Dream, also known as the Original Kid, also known as Lo Pan.
Lopan, which is almost Lapin, which is a
David
little bunny.
Lo Pan.
David Lopin. He's a little David bunny. So yeah, this is where we there's this moment where like Kurt Russell's like or like Jsck Burton's like driving out of control, kind of like stops, gets out of the car, and him and Lopin make eye contact.
Yeah. I noticed
And
that
it's, like,
before.
huge
before
bright
the
light.
massacre.
And then nothing happens.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing happens. But that's we see that
It's the tip of the hat that hey, this guy might be important.
this guy fucks.
Yeah.
And then so Jack and Wang
He certainly does.
Jack and Wang drive away, and this is where we get Boom Tank Top. It's
yeah, he
that
loses
exact
his jacket.
moment.
They're running away. He got sprayed in the eye from Lopan dust. And
Ooh,
so
Lopan dust.
they dip through the sewer pipe or whatever.
Yeah, to escape. Yeah.
to escape. Loses his jacket. Tank top. What would be on that tank top? I don't know. Probably just like a wing hut or something like that. No, it's a picture of the Orient.
Is that what's on there?
Yeah, they have a sun with a.
He has like a Chinatown-
caricature, like Chinatown guy on it.
Really?
Which is I'm like, what? You spend a lot of time just kind of bashing and not under like you're the
Jack-
character who doesn't understand this culture, right? You're just kind of like, whatever, fucking weirdos. I'll still carry along in the story though. I'm here for the long run.
I'm here.
And then he's like,
don't
also,
you worry.
I had this on the whole time driving here.
Maybe
Strange.
Maybe he drives pork to various Chinatowns along the West Coast. In San Fran, then he's hitting Seattle,
various. No,
and
no,
then
no.
he's hitting San Diego.
No, like
and
San,
then he's hitting.
San Francisco specifically, they have a large Asian
They're like
community
the
there.
Chinatown.
It's
Okay, okay.
the Chinatown, I guess, outside of New York, maybe.
Or China, or Beijing,
Well, China would be the China country, not the Chinatown.
the
Then you have
Republic
China
of
City.
the Republic of China. But you know,
Well, as we learned in the movie, China is everywhere.
China is everywhere. I think he does say that right after we escape there and we make it back to Wang's uncle's restaurant.
There's always a wise
Dragon of
uncle.
the Black Pool, which sounds a lot more like scary than it actually is supposed to be.
Black Pool?
The Dragon of the Black Pool. That's what Wang's family's
That
supposed to go.
sounded nice. Sound like a good spot. Good dumplings.
You
Got that red sauce everyone likes.
I think it goes sriracha's. Look for some sriracha.
Some sweet and sour sauce.
Some sweet and sour.
For my chicken balls.
I want some Szechuan.
Where are you from? They're in San Francisco. They're not from
I'm
Green Bay or wherever.
I'm traveling. I'm here with my family, goddammit. I'm here with my goddamn family.
Chinatown.
I'm looking for some goddamn Szechuan sauce.
Kurt Russell. I love him.
I love you, Kurt
I
Russell.
love Kurt Russell.
Gracie Law is back here at the restaurant somehow.
She's everywhere.
She's always just there, and we don't know how. This is and it's suffice to say, Jack's not getting his truck back anytime soon.
No,
He
it's
left it
looking
there.
Like he got fucked.
He got fucked. The insurance company is riding his ass,
He had a 2,000-year-old man pass through him, and he lost his jacket.
and we're still
He's
looking
fucked.
for someone with green eyes.
Yep.
We're still looking. So yeah, right now we kind of forget that Mao Yin has been kidnapped.
A little bit. There's a lot more to focus on. You know, Kurt Russell is wearing a traditional Chinese garb robe, and he's making a loud phone call
in front of a lot of people. That's a real American thing. Just being like, "This is my business."
What do you mean? I don't know the insurance number. Fucking bitch. Yo, Wang.
Wow, this got tough. So
sorry,
Wang's uncle provides us the backstory of who Lopan is.
Yep.
And you know the
why
magic
it
and
is.
the wise, you know, whatever, you know, all these sorts of things.
The mystic.
And it becomes evident that we need to get these girls back from him.
Yeah, we're gonna fulfill some dirty prophecies if we don't.
Some dirty prophecies.
Some nasty prophecies.
Dirt nasty.
You nasty dirt. I don't
nasty dirt. So the plan is for Jack to go undercover.
For some reason, they choose him. The least amount of knowledge on it. Everyone else is 100% in before he's even there.
I was thinking that
Jack to fucking ring it in for us.
I was thinking that maybe it was like anyone else would be recognized. Like we already know what Wang, you know, or someone could know who Wang is, or someone could know. We also meet Eddie. We have another.
You're telling me that Kurt Russell is the one who's going to be able to sneak through Chinatown unnoticed.
Yes, he has the grace of a dove and the quiet whisper of the wind. And he will be in and out with the prowess of a jungle cat, but searching for prey.
Getting hard.
Oh God. Okay, so we're going to the White Tiger. So Kurt Russell's going undercover to find Miao Yin. It's still raining. You know, we're still in the Orient, so it's
piss
pouring rain at all times.
It's fucking piss pouring down. At this point, what did you get any vibe off of his character that he was playing?
The character of the guy at the sex place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he showed up in the sex place with a little tight suit.
Yeah,
some
looking good.
Thick framed glasses.
Yeah.
Kind of nerdy.
Yeah.
Kind of I want to say pogish. I don't think that's a word. But
pogish.
That's what I feel.
Pogish. Use it in a sentence.
You know, he had a lot of biscuits and gravy that night. He was looking a little pogish.
I'll buy it.
Sure.
If muggle is in the dictionary, I'm sure we can make room for pogish.
But I wrote down he looks like Matt Foley, the motivational speaker that Chris Farley would play. I got a big Matt Foley vibe.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's that being in the thick glasses.
Just that idiot.
Yeah,
character.
Just trying to be completely naive to just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Put those side to side. There's some similarities.
So,
calling you out, Chris Farley. You're a joke thief.
Take that, Chris.
Take that. We're going to start roasting dead comedians.
That's what we do on this show.
Really pick our battles wisely.
Who's your favorite dead comedian? Because we'll rip them up. We'll rip them apart.
Yeah.
Take that, Robin Williams.
Yeah. I heard Gary Shandling stole from Pee Wee Herman.
I heard that too.
The couch on Pee Wee Herman.
The couch, not even the man himself. He has a good quote. He has a good line in this one where when he's asked about if he is looking for Chinese girls, he says, "Fresh off the boat is how I like them."
Oh yeah.
Did you catch that one?
Yep.
Yeah. It was great.
How could I not?
So he gets into here by saying,
in his defense, he was trying to be an asshole.
He was,
but it was also a good strategy, right?
Because he gets into it because he's asking for a girl with green eyes.
Yeah,
which apparently is super rare amongst the Chinese culture.
That's what they say in this movie.
They say it a lot.
Chinese girls do not come with green eyes. They don't come with green eyes.
So remember that, kids.
You guys all on Chinese girls? God, dude, it's like 3 days before Christmas. You know we're out of Chinese girls. Fuck. Maybe I'll just paint this one with green eyes, this brunette.
Just paint them. Remember, your Game Boy comes with no batteries. Your Chinese people come with no green eyes.
Yeah.
It's just simple.
Just a cinema fact.
I wonder though, listeners, if you're at home, let us know if that's actually a fact. Because I think
I can probably look that up in 1 second.
Oh, okay.
I'm also just going to say that's not true.
It could be. I mean, I really don't know. So, right when we kind of get our hands on Miao Yin, when we finally do see her, and she's there with Kurt Russell, she's there with Jsck Burton, and we're thinking times are going to escape. At the White Tiger Sex Palace, the god-like lightning guy comes back.
Yeah, they bust that.
There's some
up.
good, yeah. There's some good action in this scene, some good effects where he comes into the room and like the fucking, the ceiling rips off and they steal her back.
Yeah, and she's shaking on the bed. She's going, and they're going, we're gonna suck this fucking lady up. I can feel her green eyes.
I can feel her green eyes from over here.
Yep.
I want some of that green eyes.
Also, White Tiger. Love that name. I'd hit that club up.
I would go to the White Tiger. Yeah. Definitely. So our efforts of getting Miao Yin back were not successful.
No, didn't work.
So she's gone.
Didn't work. Kurt Russell got out though. Jsck Burton.
Yeah, Jsck Burton got out. I think so he comes back and now we're back at what was that?
Whoa, I don't know.
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
Oh, fuck him. I'll just leave.
So now we're back at Wang's uncle's place, kind of like devising a plan about what the hell to do.
Yep.
Where we do see that the girl who Gracie Law was looking for is like safe, and she's there.
Yeah, what's her name?
Or
Clifford?
maybe it's Gracie Law's house. Maybe some kind of like safe thing.
She's a chatty Cathy herself too. That character.
And Jack the whole time is just like, I don't want to do this. He's just like, I just want my money. I don't want to do this. And Wang's trying to plead with him, but like, you need to help. This person's gonna die. like you need to help me do this. And Jack the whole time is just very like, nah.
That was my favorite part.
That was your favorite part. He didn't give a fuck.
Because it's true. It's like, what? Dude, like, you lost my truck. You owe me a lot of money.
You owe me like double or nothing, like $3,000 or something.
Yeah.
That was $1986.
I should be on the road right now, motherfucker. You're costing me money. I got a truck full of dead pigs that no one's picking up.
No one wants a dead pig.
Yeah. Also, where did he lose his load?
Yeah,
he had his load there. He didn't drop it off. He was stuck in the middle of the alley.
We never see what happened to we only see the cab. We never know what happened to the back of it. He doesn't he doesn't care about the back of it. He just wants the front.
Yeah, he just wants the front.
He just wants to go on his little CB radio.
He just left the cab in the middle of an alley in Chinatown.
So this is where Wang explains to us that the man behind all this can't be Lo Pan because Lo Pan is an 80-year-old recluse billionaire.
Yeah, that was Gracie, wasn't it, though?
Was it Gracie who said that?
I don't know. Who did you say?
I thought it was Wang, but
yeah,
it could be. It could be.
They
Yeah,
spin a lot of lies.
They spin a lot of lies, but yeah. So I think our next goal is to get to.
We got to go to the Wing Kong.
We got to go to the Wing Kong Trading, which is their main kind of hideout.
Yes, it was. It's a dangerous den full of madmen. Is how it's described.
Is that what they say?
I think Kim Cattrall said that
at one point.
Gracie, yeah. He's like, "You're going to the Wing Kong? Well, that's a dangerous den of madmen." You go, "All right, well, bitch, we're going there."
We kind of get the backstory as we go too. There's so we split off, and Jack and Wang are now going to see Lo Pan, while in another scene we see Egg and Wang's uncle kind of explaining
they're going back into the origin of everything,
all the black magic and the centuries of this and the
1,000 years ago, whatever.
All the jargon,
the balance of the negative and the positive, right? Mm-hmm. Just saying if it's out of balance, then
the
you'll
yin
get
and the yang.
Yeah, I don't even think they
use that.
They just go simple and positive and negatives.
Okay, now Jack,
they got to be in balance, so they are not in balance.
A Jsck Burton question: is yin and yang, is that a Chinese thing, or is it kind of like?
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
Why don't you go ying on your yang? This is the Pork Chop Express, you fucking boners.
Good one. Good one. We sneak into the Wing Kong trading. They kind of like sneak in as repairmen. Just
they
like
do the most lackluster job.
The people sitting at that desk are terrible.
They walk in with a telephone unhooked, and he just holds it in the air. The network, it just walks through the security.
The network, yeah.
That's fine. We're security for a Mad Men den.
Mad Men den.
Mad Men den.
A den where you just watch Mad Men.
Yeah. Oh, God. That'd be sweaty and gross.
It'd smell like smoke and Jameson.
Ball sweat.
And you know how much you sweat in suits? John Hamm must have just been crotch
Have
rot.
you ever gone to a Mad Men viewing party? Just in a suit.
That would be...
Sweating, watching 7 seasons on a leather couch. Drinking whiskey with no ice.
Straight.
Fuck.
That's something I don't want to be a part of. So we get into...
We easily break in.
We easily break in and we easily find an elevator that's going to take us to where we need to go. Where Jsck Burton, he's looking at the floors,
the side panel where
and
the
he says it's in Chinese or something.
What is this, in Chinese or something? What, I'm in the Wing Kong and everything's in fucking
everything's
Chinese?
in Chinese. He just has this everything he's underscored just saying but this is America. I can hear him saying it after every line.
Yeah.
Chinese street gangs, but this is America.
What the fuck? Not in my country.
I can just hear him saying it. So we get into this elevator, and then we start flooding. The elevator starts flooding. He takes his repairman outfit off, so we're back in tank top. Just so we have a idea of tank top versus no tank top.
Yeah.
We were in the tank top. Then
On the tank top timeline, we are... Tank top is in play. We're like the Mr. Skin. We should...
Pardon? Say that again. Finish your thought,
We're
sir.
like the Mr. Skin of podcasts, I guess.
Oh, it's because we're always looking for men
are topless.
Well, yeah, I remember in Roadhouse when he's
I remember.
doing. I remember when both those men were watching him. So the elevator's flooded, and now we gotta swim out. And we eventually get in. So we're in a trap. They pretty much walked right into this trap.
But it's strange because they're in an elevator and it feels like they're going up, possibly, but they end up getting flooded in a completely different compartment, which
I think they went
how
down.
do they possibly get into this? It's a maze. This elevator is a maze. Maybe everything is not as it seems.
Maybe everything is not how it seems.
It's all in the reflexes.
It's all in the reflexes. So now we're kind of stuck in our boys are held captive now.
Yeah, they're in a cage of fleshy bone.
This is also a great example of they go from swimming on being submerged in 10 feet of water to bone dry immediately after. This is one of those great scenes.
See, that's something I couldn't even... I probably would have to watch the movie 15 more times to notice that because there was so much shit flying at me.
So we get they put the guys in wheelchairs, kind of strap them down, and then we get wheeled off.
Naturally, you put them in wheelchairs.
Now we get wheeled off to what we don't know what it is, but it's actually Lopan's headquarters area. There's Chinese figurines on the walls and things, and everything's very decorated. This is his zone.
Yeah, it's his palace entrance, I guess.
Palace, that is a good word for it. I was not thinking of the word palace.
Yeah, they throw him in wicker chair wheelchairs, which there's a lot of disconnect with the amount of black magic that's being used and spells and the mystic, and then just we're gonna wear wicker baskets as hats. Not even not to sound crass. They were patio wicker baskets that they fashioned into hats.
They made into hats. It was very resourceful, I think. We see Lopin.
Thought it was a little contrite and silly.
We see contrite. Yes, that's a great word for this film.
Yes,
quite indeed. So we see Lopin, who's this crazy old, classic.
He looks like the Crypt Keeper, but older.
He's got the massive goatee, the long white silky goatee, and the long white silky hair.
He has veins Everywhere. He just looks shrunken like a raisin.
We got another good line from Lo Pan when he's asked like when they ask him like, have you seen like a girl with the Chinese girl with green eyes? And they're like, we haven't seen her. And Lo Pan says there can't be many Chinese girls walking around with green eyes these days.
Yeah, these days,
because
there's the big shortage.
So rare. This is so rare.
Seems to be a point they need to hammer into your head.
Yeah, they really want to sell us that these green eyes things are important.
Guys, how can we make a new stereotype? I don't know. Think.
So we get the rundown. Pretty much the boys say, we're not giving her to you.
Yeah, you can go fly a kite.
And this is right when Gracie and Eddie come in, and their plans to bust the guys out who are trying to bust the other guys out.
Yeah, because they got panicked and everything is covered from the security cameras. So Lopan's like, what the hell is this?
So now,
how old are we thinking he is? Also,
who?
Lopan. Is he 1,000 or something? 2,000 years old?
I think he's supposed to be like 2,000, but he feeds on the whatever youth of
the blood,
magic
the
or something. It's
blood.
all possible. So you just sort of buy it.
He has a lot of like newer phrases that he's using. That I'm like, I don't know if you.
Well, I think
a 2,000-year-old man would do that. Like, this bitch is really pissing me off. Like, he likes to swear. He's swearing a lot.
He said,
little bitches, and said, I'm really pissing me off. This is really yanking my chain.
Well, I mean, the fact that I think a 2,000-year-old Chinese man learned 1980s slang, we got to give it to him for that.
Good for him.
I mean, he might be a dick, but we give it to him for that.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, we're still
in the lair.
We're still in the lair. The boys kind of have this heart-to-heart moment where they realize like we need to save Mao, or Jack does. This is where Jack kind of like realizes
he's all in.
That he's like, I gotta do
I'm strapped to this wheelchair. So what are we gonna do? They get thrown up into the dungeon in their wheelchairs with blindfolds, which seems like overkill. I guess sight is another advantage, but you also have dark magic.
Blind them.
Not sure
temporarily, using cloth.
Yeah. But they know they could have killed us if they wanted to already.
But I think that's it. I think, that's probably one of those things that like we see now just like with action movies. And like if, we expect, you get the same big budget fight scene that you do at the beginning as you do at the end. Where like, I mean, we don't really see any magic in this movie. Like we've seen a little bit of it so far, but we haven't seen, but we still like the best is still to come. It's been like 50 minutes of movie and there's still it's still practical effects mostly. Mm-hmm. It's just that kind of like a little bit of
lightning in the hands, just
a little bit of lightning in the hands.
Little tease.
Exactly. Just a little tease, baby. So now
I want to get to the violence against women.
Where does that occur specifically?
Soon.
They're in
the dungeon, right?
They're in the dungeon, yeah. This is a point. So now Gracie and the others have they've been like gassed and now they're passed out somewhere. But now the plan is to escape their current captive hold.
Yeah, they're in female prison. They're in the
What's
sex.
That mean? Oh,
they're in the sex dungeon prison.
It's this weird, yeah, but
nothing is explained. But when they are when they're saved, you see it's all the whores that they're gonna have for like the White Tiger and whatever.
So Jack and Wang are able to escape. They like get out of the room and like one of the the lightning guy is in there. And there's this one moment where we see Jack takes out his knife. He loves his knife. And he goes to jump around the other guy's back to get him, and then the lightning guy just starts puffing out his chest, as the deterrent to get him off.
Yep.
And it totally works, and shoots him back onto the wheelchair, and he flies down this hill. And then there's this moment where he falls into this pit, kind of, or his wheels are right on the edge.
He has a hilarious just pratfall.
That's amazing.
Like, whoa! Going down.
His wheels are like right on the edge of this pit, and then he like
uses
with his
brute strength
just pushes the wheels forward, and it's just just the sounds.
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
I ain't gonna be handicapped no way, no how, you son of a bitch.
The sounds that he makes while this is happening, this like eternal struggle, and you can see it.
Yeah, and it also doesn't make sense how he gets
and then he's able to slink out of his chair.
That's a ridiculous scene. he's teetering on the edge on a wheelchair, and I don't understand. If you push forward, your weight is going to distribute back. He would fall into the pit probably.
You would think.
It's like his brute strength moved him 1 inch ahead while teetering on the edge of a
That's just brute strength for you.
And he just moved forward and fucking got it.
It's all on the reflexes.
It's all on the reflexes. Okay, so now the boys have escaped. We've got guns. Lopan's he knows what's going on. He's saying, okay, it's time to do my magic shit. And then he transforms into young hot Lopan.
Into totally fuckable Lopan.
Who we get to see is like he's like a ghost kinda. Like he is a ghost. He is able to
pass
through windows, but then he's not able to touch Mao, who's just kind of sitting there with her green eyes, asleep.
Yeah.
He's not able to hold her, and this is where we get his intentions are really to marry her, to become young and a person, like people.
Flesh. Yeah.
Flesh, because he's currently not that.
He's not flesh, yeah. And I wrote a note here that it was very convenient that she was the age to marry. You think you find a girl with green eyes, it's like, thank God she was an adult.
Thank God she was 18.
Think this guy gives a fuck?
Hey-o.
This creep?
No, probably not. No, but I think you have to do that just for sake. I think
they did it for the movie?
I think even in 1986, they wanted to make sure she was at least 18.
Damn it, good for you guys.
Do we want to take a break?
Sure.
Take a break and
let's take a break. Fuck,
Let's take a break and we'll get back at this.
Be 3 times longer than the movie is.
No way. No, I think we're just kicking off halfway through. We'll pick up. Will Jack and Wang find the girls?
Are we gonna haul ass together, boys?
Oh, we better haul ass. Okay, stick around.
All right, so we're back from a quick break with some more Big Trouble, Little China.
Big trouble. Big old trouble.
And where the heck did we leave off? We are trying to rescue our damsels in distress.
Our damsel in distress, Mao. That's right. So the guys actually, Jack, Wang, and now joined by Eddie, just got out of captive. So now we're kind of like running through, and we got like various bad henchmen to go through.
Yep.
This is the first chance where we see Jack actually in action, like really in action.
Yeah.
And we get to see how fucking useless he is.
He shot a guy.
He shot like a guy, and meanwhile Wang is like doing backflips and like he's like kicking, he's punching, he's doing all sorts of things.
He's doing a lot of springboards. Eddie's in a suit and is still doing some crazy shit.
More than Jack.
Jumping into the sky.
More than Jack, that's for sure.
Jack's just something to look at. You know?
Jack, like I think there's like one moment where his gun like jams or something, so he's like hitting it, just trying to make it. And meanwhile, Wang's just he's gotten like 6 guys in that same time.
Yeah, he got everyone, and I think he dropped his gun, he dropped his knife, or threw his knife away.
Yeah,
and then Jack went and grabbed it, came back and went, all right, let's go. Everyone's dead.
He's
Wang
not equipped for this.
Murdered everyone. Yeah, but this is the big scene where we get to see Wang and Eddie beat the shit out of some chicks. They're the ones who are prison guards for the women's prison where Gracie and Mao is staying. They go through kind of like a bridge, I guess, to get into the prison and take out about 6
There's
Six
just like
chicks.
six
Beat
karate
the
women.
fucking shit out of them.
Which I gotta say though, is that that's great.
I thought it was awesome.
It's great,
Oh my
I mean,
God, yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought this came out the wrong way. I'm giving this high praise.
Yeah, you never see female henchmen, even if they're just gonna die, even if they're just gonna get thrown off the bridge or like beaten or like whatever.
Yeah,
you
don't
never
say a
see
word.
it. You never see it, and even like when you watch action movies now, it's always like the female lead will be
It's always
fighting.
like, ooh, salt. Let her win.
Or I was more thinking
Ooh,
like
Ghost in the Shell. Make her white.
I was more thinking like we watch, like one of the Fast movies. You have Michelle Rodriguez fighting. No, but
Why is this your? It's just your go-to reference every time is in the Fast movies.
Well, I think that's a good example
like
of
that.
current action movies.
It's cute.
and then you have the one where Ronda Rousey's there. She's like Vin Diesel's not fighting Ronda Rousey. Michelle Rodriguez is. Like you kind of like you see that, but you never see the men fighting the women really. You just
very rarely.
very, very rarely do you actually see that.
Step it up, UFC. Let's go. Conor McGregor versus a little girl in grade 6. $100 million.
Who's got the dumber dance moves?
Yeah.
It'd be close.
Who can throw a chair through a bus?
That was scary, right? Certainly not Jsck Burton. Jsck Burton does after he does fight these women, or he doesn't really fight them. He just saves all the women. He doesn't
They plow through them. It's not like they're
It's all
unnecessarily.
reflexes.
Wang and Eddie.
Oh, that was me. Sorry, I didn't even try to do that.
Wang and Eddie are the two who are actually like providing like the muscle, and
They have
Jack
skill
just
and
Jack just
pizzazz.
shoots the lock that all these women are captive under, and he just screams.
That was a great a Foley scream there of all the women.
Yes, yeah, just this very just.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
We're all sex slaves.
And now it's time for Jack to haul ass. Let's haul ass, everyone.
Yeah, and this is the first time he makes reference to his grill plate on his Freightliner truck, which
Oh,
says haul ass.
Is that what it says?
It does say haul
I was
ass.
yeah.
I paused it.
You did
to
pause
see.
it.
like-
I did see that. I'm like, that said something.
Yeah, it's got the old trashy silhouette of the naked lady.
There's
Remember
also-
those pants?
I do remember those. Yeah, the way they're sitting is so sensual. There's also this moment right when like Jack does shoot someone. He gets asked. Eddie asks him like if he's ever plugged anybody.
Yeah.
Where
That's
Jsck
not
Burton
great.
does kind of come back with this like, of course not. Like in this way that like he was almost like expecting like he almost lied. He was almost gonna lie and say like, yeah, I've killed someone before.
Yeah,
Like,
I wrote Jack shoots a guy, Wang thinks he's a pussy, and so does Eddie. They're both like, you've never wasted someone before?
yeah, like what a bitch, man.
Fucking loser.
So now we're escaping through the tunnels with the girls. Jack kills another 5 people with a gun. Again, no hand-to-hand kills yet. We also, right around, I think it's minute 55 and 42 seconds.
Right around that specific
Right
time?
around that specific time, we
Yep.
get our first kiss.
Oh, yeah,
Our first
yeah.
big
Saucy kiss in the
protagonist
sewer.
in the sewer. It's smelly. Again, 50. This is a weird Mr. Skin thing. 55 minutes and 42 seconds.
42 seconds, we get to see the beautiful Kurt Russell's lips part. Cambridge Trousers too, but like, it's about Kurt.
I think this movie is certainly about Kurt up until this point.
Yeah,
Because she
he seems almost unnecessary still to this point.
yeah,
A lot of dead weight there.
I still don't quite know why he was there. But he was 35 when this movie came out, and she was 30. So he was still, they were still young and hot. I think
He's a fox.
he's a silver fox now. He was sure as hell a silver
Cambridge
fox
Troll,
then.
take her or leave her.
I'm a Miranda myself, so I can't help.
Yeah, I like Mr. Big.
Oh, was she in that one?
Oh, that was a guy. No, I'm into
Oh,
guys.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so so we've come to this point now where like we're escaping. Still going, yeah. So
Escape New York.
Escape from New York. Oh, we should watch that one next time.
Just do all the
This
Carpenter
turns
movies.
into a podcast where we just watch action movies.
That wouldn't be
I still want to watch Point Break, let me see. So we're just about to escape. Egg Shen and his Fu Kong Tours truck is just waiting outside. he's gonna come. We're all gonna run out, and right when we all run out, right before we do, Gracie gets stolen.
Yep. She gets snatched up by a creepy character who is onlooking from the classic gag behind the painting or whatever. But this is behind gag.
And it's this Jim Henson looking Muppet thing, like if the Muppets went to hell in a dream sequence.
Yeah,
that's kind of what this thing looks like.
College hazing. It got shaved and then
in weird spots. Yeah. Like, it wasn't shaved all throughout. It was like one eyebrow and like half the beard on one side.
While falling down a staircase.
And that's so.
It was fucking disgusting.
It was gross. She's stolen, and then Lopan does come to see Gracie, who we learn for the first time, really, that she also has green eyes.
Dun,
dun, dun, dun. Again, it's a weird point to build your entire plot around.
It seemed to be a very
it's all coming
big
together.
Point that
it's all coming together.
If you poke a hole in that, the whole movie kind of falls apart.
But you know what? I mean, I have blue eyes, and I've often thought that I have great looking blue eyes. It's one of my better physical features, along with my calves.
Yeah, but it's not like you're getting sacrificed over.
No, but, if someone were to be like, hey, I'm into people with green eyes, I'd be like, hey, you know what, man, maybe I'm here. Why not?
Green eyes. You have blue eyes.
Sorry, blue eyes. But, maybe I would change. I would change my eyes to be green if someone was into it. Why not?
Well, if it was that easy, then everyone would be immortal, Cam.
God damn it, I never thought of that. So Gracie's stolen. We now learn that Lopan is going to go full playa on this one, and he's gonna marry both these broads.
Yeah, I hate that they made a big point of saying that, like, Chinese girls do not come with green eyes.
Yeah,
and then she's like, also, we can marry white people.
It's like, oh, we can marry white. Whoa.
So actually, I can technically fuck David Bowie.
Let's just marry.
Still get. Yeah. He has one. Yeah. I'll sacrifice half of his body, and I'll live for half. Most of my life. I'll be half flesh.
I'll be half flesh. Why not? I mean,
what a fucking flip-flop rule.
It's such a weird place to put your
2,000 years of history, and actually, whatever. We don't make the rules. Marry them both.
Marry them both, see what I care.
What the fuck? But you missed the tour bus shootout.
The tour bus shootout.
Egg
That's happening right now.
Picks them up. Yeah, they escape, and Kim Cattrall gets, Jim
whisked
Henson
away.
molested.
Gay.
Good God. And they get the fucking shot out. All the whores and Kurt Russell and Wang and Eddie and the gang.
Mm-hmm.
They get shot down on their tour bus, and they are piping them with lead. There's like 30 guys
just
just fucking like no survivors should have happened, and they make it through somehow, and it's ridiculous.
But we actually all make it out alive. We all make it out of the shootout alive, and now we're back at the Black Dragon.
Everyone's fine.
Lopan's
getting double married.
But Mr. Egg comes back with the Chen Sing. The Chen Sing are on our side, which I didn't gather from the initial fight. I didn't gather that they were actually the good guys.
No, they're down, actually. They're like, oh, these guys are chill.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw them massacre another gang on the street. I didn't know if anyone was cool with them.
So
just got no friend.
So now our thought is, okay, we're gonna go back. We got the Chen Sing on our side. We're gonna go back.
Yeah. How are we gonna do this? And what do they need to do? They need to go through some back alleys. They need to refocus.
Mm-hmm.
Get it all together, because they got out alive. But guess what? Fuck, guys, we left my wife in there. Like, oh shit! Wasn't that the only point?
They seem to forget that at every single moment.
There's some silly billies.
They can't remember what they're doing. Like they can't remember only like the most immediate task.
Yeah, this movie gets funnier the later on it gets.
As it goes.
The last, like 20 minutes are fucking funny because Kurt Russell is just He's in a tizzied state. He's like a fucking old lady on menopause or something. Just like doesn't know what's going on.
We're getting there. Yeah, we've made our way back to Lopan's HQ, where we get some info about him. He's cursed to live for all of time. He's part of the darkest magic scattered across all of time.
He's a heavy motherfucker.
And he's out to seek the green eyes to tame the burning blade. That's what we find out what he's actually out here for.
Yeah.
So now we go back to Egg's shop or his home. It's still raining.
It's been raining the whole time.
That's
the whole thing. Also, I think Lopan's his lackeys, like his 3 lackeys.
Mm-hmm. Lightning, Thunder, and Rain.
Yeah, Thunder, Rain, and Lightning. Are they his sons?
They never really explain.
Think that
maybe
they don't get to speak, so
they don't. Yeah, but one of them has They all have the Mortal Kombat Hadouken vibe.
Yeah.
Like they all feel like what's the guy? He's
Sting,
whatever his name is. Thanks, corrections.
Yeah, fuck. I used to play Mortal Kombat too.
So Egg in his house, he has just a pipe that you can slide down, which will lead you to the underbelly of Chinatown, which has been there for thousands of years, like specifically Chinatown in San Francisco.
Yes, this is the underworld for Chinatown, San Francisco.
Yeah.
Good thing he owns the whole fucking block though, because he's rich.
So can we say that every Chinatown has like an underground like this one?
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
Chinatown's got a lot of fucking poles.
So,
There's no way that's correct.
So the boys are making their way back to Lopan's HQ, but hopefully they can hurry up because Mao and Gracie are being tranced under this odd Chinese dance with knives kind of thing.
It's dark potion. What I thought it was presenting the children of Lopan to Gracie.
Okay, so they are his kids then. Is that what we're thinking?
That's what I think.
Yeah? Okay.
Because they both do a fucking 4-minute
dance.
Hello, show off your physical skills to get to the daughter.
And this is where we get the test of the
daughter. What are you talking about, Brendan?
Wives. This is where we get the test of the burning blade, which of course is it's like a sword that's going to levitate, and if you can hold on to it, you pass the test.
And hold on to the light, and if you don't set on fire and die, then you're good enough to wed.
I guess that's you pass the test, and I guess everyone.
I think it's like their STD.
And
test.
I guess everyone they got the clap, the sword clap.
Can't believe Gracie passed.
Everyone with green eyes maybe passed, or maybe these two in particular. But they passed the test, so officially they're both going to marry Lopan. Officially. There's some great. Yeah, we mentioned the Jim Henson Muppet creature earlier. There's some good other monsters in this that kind of like take you out of nowhere.
Yeah, some weird, creepy ones that
they're walking through the tunnels
kind of
and
elements of a lot of other sci-fi things.
This massive spider tarantula thing just kind of like pokes out and steals one of the Chen Sing guys, I think,
it comes in and it was just like comes out of a cavernous hole.
Yeah, so I guess these monsters have been here
they're
forever.
In the underworld, right?
It is weird that they waited like an hour for us to see like a monster.
Well, it's because they were in the appropriate setting, right?
Oh, okay. The monsters don't come out.
Eggshin said, we're in the underworld now. This is where these creatures and stuff have evolved and been able to survive. Like, not in the real world. They're in this dark space. Mm-hmm. And so that's why you don't see so many out there. But down here, there's a fuck ton of them. And all you got to do is throw a little peasant bomb. It
was a little marble that exploded.
Fuck right off.
They fuck right off.
Yeah, so
we're still making our way through, though. We're still making our way through the tunnels.
Yeah.
We still kind of keep going. We do kind of make it through. There's this one scene they kind of like
a lot of tunnel walking.
they make it down like this slide onto like a bunch of pile of raw fish, and then one of the Chen Sings is just eats the head off the fish and just offers it to him
in front of Jsck Burton.
Do you have that on your stereotype
right there
list?
Yep.
I caught it.
Nothing, I just put RS.
Nothing's getting nothing.
Racial stereotypes.
Good. You have you made a short form for
filthy raw fish, and it's not just that it was a raw fish. It was a pile of raw fish they all landed in that was covered in rats. And they felt it necessary to go make him eat it in front of Jack, so he's bewildered.
So now
by this otherness.
So now it's about time we've come to the wedding ceremony where we get like their whole palace of the area where the wedding's taking place. All the henchmen are there.
They're all there.
It's got a real Temple of Doom vibe to it, like that middle part. Yeah, with like the henchmen on one side and just like the way the set kind of looks, it feels the same. It was
dressed the same.
Yeah, I think those movies would have come out.
They were in those similar eras.
I think this one might have been first.
So this was maybe
like 2 years
or two.
Oh yeah,
before.
like probably not much. But we do see these where this wedding's taking place. We also get like a CGI monster. It's not a practical effect monster. We get this thing. It's
Garbage Pail Kid-ish.
It feels like a Garbage Pail Kid. It really does.
It's just a big hunk of eyes and fat.
And it's how Lopan sees.
Yeah, he uses it to see.
So he has seen that our heroes are now.
God forbid you use something compact you can't see.
Yeah, he sees that our heroes are there, and him and Egg are able to communicate. But like, it's not bad enough that he actually sends guards after them, because they are still able to like walk through the rest of this guy's HQ and then like set up at the bar and make a drink.
This was kind of the whole issue of the movie with the bad guys, is there was no fucking follow through. It's almost like they wanted to get caught.
No one wanted to like do anything.
They could have done anything. They could have finished this, squashed it, lived forever, and they. It's all about the thrill of the hunt.
It's all about that.
They want to know that they can maybe fail, and it turns them on. They're like, fuck.
So Egg...
Ooh, don't catch me. I've been bad.
I've been a bad Burton.
Bad little pork chop express driver.
Porky. We,
honk.
Egg makes them all this drink.
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
Jerk me off if you catch me on the I-95 alone.
Does he say that?
Yeah, he's gay now. Pork Chop Express.
It's the Rainbow Trucker Brigade.
Yeah. He kissed Kim Cattrall and turned.
Oh, she would turn everyone. Hey-oh! So now Egg makes us all this drink. Egg makes everyone this drink to have.
There's one point which I thought was the funniest point of the movie.
What's up?
That was right before that. Jsck Burton and the gang, they're all there with Egg. They're breaking in. Yeah, Eggshin. They're breaking into the Wing Kong Lopan Palace, and there's a paper door that they have to go through, and and Jsck Burton's there. He's like standing there. Wang is checking the door. He's knocking on it. He goes, "It's hollow." He goes, "It's hollow?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Fuck it." And just stabs it with his knife. He just goes through a paper door with like his hand, which is just a funny scene because of how easily he just rips through the scene.
Done.
It was a very just out of left field comedy moment. It was airplane-ish.
Yeah. There is some funny writing in some of this.
Yeah, there is some. I'm sure a lot of it were supposed to be funny and then just doesn't age well.
Yeah,
right?
You just have to skew what you think humor is. And then it's suddenly really funny.
Everyone who loved this movie, because like I didn't really like it's kind of funny like at the end, but like for the most part, this isn't a rewatchable movie.
It's not it's not as much of a comedy action as you would think.
No, it doesn't do it for me. But it was all people who were like, "Oh, when I was 9, this is the shit," and everyone fucking loves it. Who watched it? So.
They make these. Shen makes them these drinks, which is gonna make them feel like powerful. Gonna make them feel like they can accomplish anything. Make them feel invincible. And just kind of like they're coming up on some acid. They're all sitting there in the elevator, and they're all like smiling, looking at each other, and Jack's like, I feel good.
I feel really
I feel
good.
invincible.
I'm not even worried about this right now.
Yeah, like no one's worried about this, so they're heading down, and now we're at the wedding. They're heading down, and so we have finally arrived to the wedding between Lopan and Mao Yin and Gracie Law.
Yeah, the threesome wedding.
The old Three's Company rule, where we see a bit of the process of what happens. Of he like Lopan like pokes Mao Yin, and then I guess like the blood.
He needs to draw blood through a needle to
Yeah.
do the sacrimonious official thing, so he can become flesh. He needs to draw the green-eyed blood.
So right before that,
I think Green-Eyed Lady has something to do with this, with the song by Sugarloaf.
Sugarloaf. What song's that?
Green-eyed lady, wandering lady.
I've never heard this song.
Now, might not be Sugarloaf.
That sounds like one hell of a band name,
It's a
though.
classic rock band.
So right before they want to stop the madness from happening, they're all getting ready to do it. And
Check it out, guys. It's a good song.
And Jsck Burton like screams and he's like, "Let's do this!" And he shoots the gun above him, which then breaks out all this brick and hits him in the head, and he's just knocked out
He gets knocked in the fucking head all
for the
punked up.
entire fight. For like 95% of the fight.
It was great.
Yeah, it's great. Knock him out so we can get out of the action right off the bat.
Exactly.
We don't want
Why
him.
waste a stunt
Yeah, exactly.
on Kurt Russell?
All in all, it's a good fight. And I'm glad that it like finally happened at the end. We see lots of
It
magic.
was a big shit show.
We see a lot like Wang, like he's running all over the place, and we see a sweet magic between Egg and Lopan.
We
Like
get to see a Beyblade battle between them with their stones.
They use their lightsaber type
their
shit.
top shit magic potions at each other, and then it reflects a warrior in the ether of the light to go Egg's purple and Lo's green. And then their warriors fight on behalf of them because they're old sons of bitches, and they have to fight with magic potion warriors.
There's this.
While fucking Jack is passed the fuck out.
So there's this one moment where Jack wakes up and he like gets in a little fight with one guy who walks into his toe knife or like boot knife.
Yeah, he pulls out his boot knife into like his kneecap and,
And
kills him.
But then the guy's like dead and he can't get him off the knife. So we get Jack out of the fight for another 5 minutes.
He's you gotta be kidding me.
Jack kills one guy this whole fight. Meanwhile, everyone else is just running show all over the place.
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
You die on my shoe, I'll give you 2 kills.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this fight a good like all in all. I'm gonna get out of 5. I'm gonna give it a good like 4 stars. It was a good fight. There was lots of action running all over the place.
I'd give it a 2.5.
There you go. Well, 2.5. That low, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
It wasn't good. It was funny.
It was a good. I thought
it was funny.
There were some Wang's got some good spots. He's doing a lot of. He's flipping around.
He does like 30 backspring
in a row.
Whatever Olympic things, but for nothing
It's
really.
always
There's
to
a lot of.
It's always to dodge something. Everyone's always trying to
They
dodge.
were just
something.
getting there. He was fighting lightning or thunder or whatever his name
One
was.
of them,
Rain,
yeah.
maybe.
Right.
They were just expelling energy left and right. He did 30 backsprings to get closer to thunder.
Yeah, I don't know
then
how.
began to fight. The guy's just
The guy's
sprightly
just
and has a
showing
lot of
off,
energy,
right?
and I appreciate it.
That's not showing off a little bit. So now we've been killing some dudes. Lopez ran off with Mao. So now we're kind of like going through.
Yeah, left Gracie because he went, I'm not keeping. I was gonna kill the white one.
I was gonna kill the white one anyways. And then
They escape through this neon skull with teeth.
So we get this really awkward. The makeout between Gracie and Jack right now is super awkward.
Yeah.
It's super awkward for a lot of reasons.
It's too heavy.
Too heavy, and she has her geisha makeup on.
Yep.
Which we get to the next scene, and it is still on Jack's face.
Yeah, that was funny. They were making out. She was all dolled up. No, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, I wonder if that happened and they filmed 5 minutes after that and then realized, like, oh shit, we never wiped the lipstick off of Jack's face.
What? That was so on purpose, dude.
You think that was on purpose?
What do you? Did you see the set? They had a neon skull in the first set, and then they panned to a Buddhist temple. I think they were on different days of filming.
It was a good scene.
Guys, we kept it on. They had 30 takes of that shit scene. You know that, Cam. And they lost their minds.
I thought there was like a moment where I'm thinking, like, this is a mistake. This has to be a mistake because he's trying to deliver like his badass, like, America, you listen to me.
This was funny. Lipstick the stupid on him. American. The dumb American.
It just keeps going. So now we do have our showdown between, I guess what ends up being our final showdown between Lopan and Jsck Burton. Jsck Burton goes back to his shoe knife, throws it at him, and
Classic.
he kind of misses.
He misses. He gongs. Gong.
So Lopan laughs at him, picks up the little knife.
Throws it right back
at him.
Fucking face with Mao next to him.
And Jack catches it handle first. Right back. Fucking headshot. Boom. Right between the fucking eyes of a newly fleshed out Lopan.
Yeah.
Lopan has
He took on
now.
a demigod black magic expert and caught his knife and threw it back into his forehead through his brain. All the while having dirty Kim Cattrall slutty lipstick on his face.
Yeah. It's not until after does she actually say, like, you've got a little...
Yeah.
It's not until after she actually say
Were
that.
you actually serious and thought that they made a mistake?
I thought that it seemed like two...
How do you think movies are made? Do you think they make them in one big... Guys, we got... the first 30 minutes only in the first take.
No, it seemed too unintentional. I don't know. It seemed too intentional.
You thought it was too heavy-handed?
I thought it was
to have been like a choice.
I was like, wait, they would have like cleaned off the lipstick by now. Like I was just waiting for like the scene for them to cut to the scene where there's just no lipstick.
That would have been a good gag to cut it halfway through it. They pan back and it's
but then
gone.
instead they did choose to have Gracie Law be like, hey, you have some
got a little something
got
here,
a little
there,
something
fella.
on you, a little something on your face.
I didn't notice you because you have the drywall in your mouth, Kim Cattrall, because you're eating the whole fucking scenery up.
Because she's just eating her up.
Yeah, hey there, fella.
So now we're escaping. We're Wang. We're Jack. We're Gracie.
Lopan
we're Mao.
is dead.
Lopan is dead. We now only have the lightning to deal with.
Yeah, which I didn't really understand. It seemed like some other people just exploded and died when Lopan died.
Yep, I think
if they were
rain
extension
or
of him,
thunder. It just kind of exploded.
Yeah, someone just literally exploded.
Is this the scene? Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna stop.
And then he
exploded,
just
and
explodes.
you saw green and purple guts, I guess.
So now we have now we're escaping from the lightning guy in like a real slow escape scene. It's just sort of like toss them up through the ceiling, eggs waiting up there. It's a very quick like, go up there. Oh, okay, no, okay, go up there.
You gotta climb up there, guys. I don't know if I can reach. All right, let's try.
And then Egg eventually just kind of like throws down like some bombs, like his little magic marble bombs that hit.
He's got a lot of weaponry.
And then he has a lot of weaponry, but I think what actually does it is like he just kind of like throws down like a Buddha statue, and then it hits the lightning guy, and then he just falls down.
Yep.
And then
It cracks on him.
that's how they actually escape
They
from
seem very weak for
being like these gods, yeah. So they do escape from this hole upstairs and they're running around, they're going to figure out how to get out. And then we see the Pork Chop Express. That's right. They brought the truck in from Chinatown, left it
Yes.
completely unscathed, but god damn it, they took his keys.
fuck yeah.
Good thing Gracie Law.
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
I can only beat my meat in the Pork Chop Express. Chinatown, baby!
It's a good thing that Gracie reminds Jack that he keeps a spare set under the seat. Hell yeah, baby.
Hell yeah,
We're
baby.
escaping, and they escape. We're hauling ass. to the finish line.
At this point, the music is fucking stellar.
Mm-hmm.
Like throughout, it has been peppered in a little bit cheesy because it hits those action, dun, 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 like kind of the steel panny, kind of like like cheese arpeggiator. But like at that point, when they're fucking rocking, they have just a pulsating like just driving shit. That like I was just focusing on the music for the last 10 minutes where it was heavy action, and it was getting me excited.
It's good.
I didn't even like what was going on, and it was just like and just like just electronic drums just cranking fills out. Thanks, John Carpenter.
I'd love to hear more John Carpenter. Yeah, so we're done. So we end and we are back at the Black Dragon. Wang gets the girl. Eddie ends up with the other white girl, whose name we don't really learn. It's Margot.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
it is. It's Margot.
And Jack.
Eddie gets some puss. Good for Eddie.
Eddie gets puss. Wang gets puss. Egg and Wang thank you. Big thanks all around to gives him his money back. And
do you know what else?
What else?
We shook the pillars of heaven today. No horse shit. No horse shit. Okay, was Jsck Burton supposed to be John Wayne? He sounds exactly like John. Like, so not exactly. He's John Wayne.
I feel like it's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be. He is Jack. Like he is John Wayne.
Parody John Wayne thing.
Yeah, right? I think it is supposed to be that.
Just the all-American guy, except he's a big old goof, so it's funny.
He leaves without even giving Gracie a kiss goodbye.
He says, "No, aren't you gonna give her a kiss?" Well, I got the hottest story here. My name's Gracie. Hi, son. You want to kiss me on the cheek, fella?
And Jack throws on his shades, jumps back in the Pork Chop Express, and he's on to another adventure.
Hauling ass. And you know what he's doing? He's drinking and driving.
He just pulls out a Mickey right away. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, okay, we're Jsck Burton here in the Pork Chop Express.
I saw some shit. I lost my job. I was in Chinatown for 4 days on a goddamn
Was
bender.
he? I feel like it was this whole movie was like a day. Because it was kind of like go days. There, come back. Go there, come back.
When he was done gambling, and then God knows how much time. I'd say 2 days, maybe.
2 days. We do.
To be honest, he was probably. This is probably just an extension of a opium den.
And then right before the credits, so we do see Jack going out, and the camera pans back to like underneath the truck.
Yeah,
and it's the monster, the Jim Henson monster. Gives us a little wink at the camera for the
underneath his fucking cab of his truck
for the
possible sequel nod or
possible sequel nod. Yeah, and
guess what?
We're still going.
Yeah, and I hated that ending.
Yeah, that's always a bad. I never like those anyways. Yeah, when it's like,
nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
I hate it even more because that monster was a little bitch.
Yeah,
They literally Kim Cattrall pushed it over and like kicked it in its
and
its
she got
rib,
away.
and it went like,
and she got away. It's crazy.
Well, thanks for saving my life, Pilgrim.
and that is Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I'm never gonna watch this movie again. Thanks for showing me, Cameron.
Big Trouble in Little China.
It was a good exercise in
what?
Racial stereotypes.
It was Big Trouble in Little China was released in 1986. It was the 71st highest grossing movie of the year, making $11.1 million.
At the box office. How much did they spend on it though, Cameron?
25.
Yeah, they almost cleared the budget.
Yeah, the top 3 movies of the year that year were Top Gun, Crocodile Dundee, and Platoon, which all made over like 140 million. Opening like worldwide and like massive theaters. This one also opened in all the theaters, just no one went to go see it. Like no one saw this movie in theaters.
Way too long of a name. Kurt Russell didn't have the push.
I guess
everything they were making were cult classics.
for whatever reason, like this just movie didn't work at the time, but everyone looked back at it and thought that it was sweet.
People like it. I think this is a movie that's lost on me, but if you watched it as a child, I think you probably have a soft spot for it. This is maybe like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off or some type of weird Goonies thing. Maybe you like, but yep. I thought it was a little silly, and I'm not going to watch it again.
Who would you be? Who would you play in this movie? If you
probably one of the dead fish in the pile.
one of
Hopefully
the
not
dead
the one
fish
that
in the
gets
pile.
eaten.
Okay. Who
Who would I be? Well,
Yeah.
obviously I'd want to be Kurt Russell, but
realistically, who would you be?
realistically, I'd probably be Rain.
Your Rain? I think I would realistically be Eddie. That I was there for the first little part, and then I didn't show up after that.
Yeah. Are you a confident killer? Eddie was ready to fucking.
Eddie was ready to go, but
lay
Eddie,
people to rest.
but Eddie was also ready to stay back and just get puss.
yeah.
So
and he looks nice in his suit.
He looks good in a suit. I think I would be
Eddie.
Eddie.
One thing I missed is at some point I decided that this movie was the first draft of Inception.
Why is that?
I don't know. I had the feeling of Inception, but like if you were to write it, if you were like, you know,
The first draft.
if you were like 20 and in a film writing class, this was the first draft of Inception
This
that
was-
eventually got turned into a movie
Yeah.
that was good.
This was Christopher Nolan's first attempt at
This is a throwaway.
yeah, this was a throwaway. Yeah. And I think that's it about the movie. Anything else that's going on your mind?
I don't know if we could possibly talk about any more
I
about
don't
this
think we can
movie
possibly
because
talk
I'm
about it anymore.
sweating just thinking about this.
You're just sweating thinking
Jesus Christ.
about the movie itself.
I think we covered it all.
I think that was it.
I think we laid it to rest. Overall, still like Kurt Russell.
Overall, Kurt Russell's still great. Kim Cattrall's still great. Check out more John Carpenter movies. Maybe even Escape from New York or Escape from L.A., where Kurt Russell plays a character named Snake.
That's cool.
Sounds pretty cool, right?
I'll fucking look at that.
Well, maybe we'll watch that one next time on our next movie review.
Well, I don't know whenever that's gonna be, but you know.
You know what old Jsck Burton always says at a time like this?
When the podcast's done, it's fucking done. See you later, folks.